So I consider eavesdropping on people more of a moral misdemeanor than a moral crime. And I have to say this because I've been eavesdropping on Vietnamese nail ladies for the last 17 years while I've been getting a pedicure. Yeah. So for those of you in the audience, you men, who have maybe not gotten a pedicure, it is one of the most luxurious things that you can do for yourself, because you have somebody else wash and massage your feet and paint your toenails. And it's also kind of one of the most intensely awkward and weird things that you can do for yourself, because you've got a complete stranger, usually a very recent Asian immigrant who speaks almost no English, washing and massaging your feet and painting your toenails. And it's really so awkward that Seinfeld actually had an episode on it where Elaine goes to a Korean nail salon and the ladies are speaking in Korean, and meanwhile they're like laughing and pointing at her feet. And ever since I saw that episode, I was like, I'm Vietnamese. I can just, listen. So for the first 5 or 10 minutes when I go get a pedicure, I'm just listening, silent. And I know all of you ladies out there really want to know, are they talking about me? Are they talking about you? And the answer is no. For 17 years, I heard a whole lot of nothing. I heard, what are you having for lunch today? Oh, my kid watches too much video games. Or the most interesting thing I heard was, oh, my cousin in Beverly Hills did Kim Kardashian's nails, and she has the most beautiful, smooth, rich person skin. Yeah, so after all of this, after this goes on for a while, I suddenly go to the nail ladies. Oh, rồi, chị là người Việt là, em cũng là người Việt, which translates to, oh my God, are you Vietnamese? So am I. And then there's awkward laughter all around. I'm awkwardly laughing because, I have to pretend to be so stupid that I didn't understand anything they said for the last 15 minutes. And they're awkwardly laughing because they're wondering what they have actually said and whether they said anything weird. So this worked great for a long time until my birthday last year, when my friend Kathy decides to treat me for a pedicure. So she's already there that day, and I'm running late. So I run in, and I don't know what color to get, and I don't know what treatment to get, and I don't want to get the most expensive one because she's paying for it. When one nail lady says to the other, "Trời đất ơi, cái con này muốn cái gì vậy?" Which is like, oh my God, what does this girl want? And the other one goes, "Nó nâng cái con trắng này lên, cái gì con trắng muốn thì nó cũng muốn," which is, she obviously worships the white girl. Yeah, so whatever the white girl's having, that'll be fine for her. And at this moment, so many people have asked me, like, oh my God, did you totally speak in Vietnamese to them and totally say something back to them? And the answer is no, I didn't, because, well, first of all, because I am totally not a, quick, witty repartee kind of person, and my comeback would be something like, "Your mama worships white girls." Yeah, that doesn't really work, right? Yeah. But seriously, the real reason I didn't say anything is because every time I step into a nail salon, I kind of feel really guilty, because you see, I'm a Vietnamese refugee myself, and I always look at them and I think, wow, but for a twist of fate and the grace of God, I could be the one kneeling at people's feet, scrubbing calluses off of their toes all day instead of being in the chair. Because, as the Vietnam War was ending, I was a baby, and it didn't look like my family was going to be able to get out. And that was very, very bad because my dad worked for the US government. And just by luck and love, one of my mom's best friends, who was married to an American man, decided to claim that my mom was her sister. So in that manner, 2 days before Saigon fell, me, my brothers and sisters, and my mom were able to fly to America. But my dad couldn't go because he, was in the Army and he had to burn papers or do whatever during that frenzied time. But the day the North Vietnamese tanks rolled in, he was able to get on one of those last helicopters, getting out. And I'll tell you, my dad, he's a short guy. He's about 5 foot tall. And he was able to crawl into this overly full helicopter that took off and then came back down because there was too many people on it. And these big American Marines reached their hands in and started randomly pulling people out. And my dad, the short guy, crammed himself into a corner and he was able to stay on that helicopter, and that's how my dad got out of Vietnam. And we reunited in the United States without a penny. I mean, we were so poor that one of my first memories was of my mom waiting until the day the milk expired at the store, because that was the only way she could afford to buy milk for us. But that's not the story that we heard at home. That's not the message we got growing up. The message we got was how lucky we were to be able to be in this country and how lucky we were to be able to get out. Because the people who were left behind were not so lucky and didn't have the opportunities that we did. And she always told me, Amy, if you had been there, you'd probably be selling stuff on the street. You might be selling yourself on the street. So, every single time I walked into the nail salon, I realized, my God, these are the people who didn't get out. And that's why I had the shishi education that I did and have this shishi job that I do and am getting the pedicure, and that's why they're giving the pedicure. And as these thoughts were swirling around my head, as the pedicure was ending, I realized, I really don't know what these people's lives are like. And in fact, eavesdropping on them all these years, I realized they're really not as bad as I think. They're probably as grateful as I am to be in this country, and in a way they see me as a symbol of what their children can become on the backs of their hard work. So anyway, the pedicure's ending, Kathy's paying, and the owner of the nail salon notices that we're new and comes up to us and he says, "Hey, how you doing? How was nails?" And then he looks at me and he goes, "Hey, where you from?" So there I was, busted after 17 years. And I didn't know what to say, and then I go, "Wow, the truth, it'll set you free." So I say, "Oh, I'm from Houston." It's a town in Texas.